Judgment is expected today in the bail application of the 4 police officers accused of fatally shooting bystander Mthokozisi Ntumba during a student protest in Braamfontein in Johannesburg earlier this month. The state is opposing bail, saying the officers used unnecessary force and violence. For more, we cross now to our reporter Hasina Gori, who is at the court waiting for those proceedings to get underway. Hasina, good morning. So a very speedy case of events playing out as we speak, because it was earlier this month. We are already at a point where this case is before the courts. But there have also been some bit of consternation. For example, IPERD saying that they kind of struggled to actually get access to some of the information they needed. But please tell us more.
Good morning, Sakina. Yes, we are at the Johannesburg Magistrates Court this morning, where the 4 police officers will find out today whether or not they convinced the magistrate, Sipho Sibanyoni, on whether or not it was in the interest of justice for them to be released on bail. We know that the 4 police officers are facing charges of murder, that is for the death and the fatal shooting of Mthokozisi Ntumba. They're also facing 3 counts of attempted murder. Those are for the students that were injured during that shooting incident, as well as for defeating the ends of justice. We heard from the state, from the IPERD investigating officer, Judy Twala, in an affidavit describing what she saw when she got to the scene, saying that Mthokozisi Ntumba was laying on the pavement with 3 bullet wounds, one to the left side of his chest, as well as under his arm on the left side, and then on the right side under his eye. We do know that according to the ballistic reports or the experts, that Mthokozisi Ntumba was shot at a close range of almost 4 meters, and that is what caused his death. We also know that from CCTV footage, not just the ones from my clinic, but from others that were obtained from the city of Johannesburg's CCTV footage, that there was no protest taking place at that time on Stimant and De Beers, where the Johannesburg Institute of Engineering and Technology is. They've also said the students that were injured were not Wits University protesting students. They were students from the Johannesburg Institute of Engineering, and that they had been waiting for a bus when a police inyala drove up, and accused number 1, 2, and 4 started shooting rubber bullets from inside the inyala before they stepped out, and accused number 3 also joined them and began shooting at those students. We've seen that footage, which we've seen circulating quite a lot in the last few weeks since the 10th of March when that incident took place. And you see that the students scattered at that point. And then you see both Ntumba and other students hiding by the vehicles, and they were proceeded to be shot at by police officers. The police officers are also facing charges of defeating the ends of justice. And this is because they, according to the state, they use unnecessary force. They also did not give any warning to the students or try negotiating with them. They also did not act in any way to preserve the crime scene or assist those that were injured. According to the state in that affidavit, they said that the police officers looked at the deceased and then proceeded to leave the scene. They did not report the scene. So these are just some of the facts that we found come out. We know that all the 4 police officers have asked for bail. They said it's in the interest of justice for them to leave, because the state, it might take quite a while before the state finalizes their cases. They feel that it might jeopardize their career. They've all asked for bail between 1,000 and 5,000 rand. They've also at least 2 of them have pleaded, saying that they would plead not guilty in a trial as well. And we know that accused number 3 has previous convictions. He has 2 previous convictions for drinking and driving, and he paid a fine of 2,000 and 4,000 rand respectively. So later today, we're hoping at about 9:30 we'd hear whether or not Magistrate Sipho Sibanyoni found that they've convinced him enough that they should be released on a bail, or whether or not the state, showed that they should not be given bail. That's it for me for now, Sakina. Back to you in studio.
Well, certainly looking forward to hearing updates there from the Johannesburg Magistrates Court. Our reporter Hasina Gori having that particular task assigned to her, so she will be like a hawk all over that one for us today.